Alright, let's try this out. I have no clue, sorry. I'm gonna wipe your guys' eyes off for a second there. I have no clue how this video is gonna turn out. I've dropped this camera and it's not working proper, but we're gonna give it a go and see what the result is. Anyhow, I do have a free day this week, so I'm gonna get on the bench and actually do some car modelings. But today, that is not that video. Today we're going to do a review first, and then we'll come back Thursday or Wednesday and do that car modeling update. I want to do a review on this thing here. I got a 3D printing pen, and check this out. That's what I paid, $5. Like I say, I hope the camera's working. You know what? $5 is $5 nowadays. Canadian, that's what, 15 minutes of labor time. So I thought, you know what, we're gonna give this a whirl. They have I found different filaments there at the store, the dollar store that I had. This is $1.50, and it doesn't tell you how many feet. Oh, 5 meters. So 5 meters is how many feet? About 15 feet, which is fairly decent. Doesn't look like 15 feet, but it very well could be. And I use white. They had black, red, yellow, blue, but I'm gonna just experiment with the white first, and I'll show you what we're gonna experiment it on. Now this is a PCL material, so from my research that's polycarprolactone or something. Polycarprolactone, that's how you pronounce it ish. This one is more of a biodegradable polymer, kind of polyester type of material, so this one will break down, whereas like a ABS or a PCL is a little bit more difficult to break down. The other nice thing about this is this melts at a lower temperature. Around 140, 150 degrees it starts melting, up to 170-ish Fahrenheit. We're not going with the Canadian Celsius here at this moment because I understand Fahrenheit. Anyways, it's a low temp, so it doesn't give off toxic fumes and all that type of crap. And it's a little softer material, and if you heat it up with hot water, you can form it and move it around. And it might have some drawbacks, and if your house gets hot or your areas that you're building get super hot, like in the 140 degrees, 130 degrees, that might melt. But yeah, here in Canada that doesn't happen. If we get above 90, it's, yeah, doing pretty crazy. So anyhow, maybe, I'm trying to think. Here's what I'll show you, what the use I was thinking of. Actually, you know what? No, let's show you this first. And my battery's going to die on this. So yeah, this is what we got. I haven't opened it yet. It's got like a cleaning foam pad. It's got the element plug-in there. It's got kind of a USB style plug-in in the back. And this one does not, you can't set the speed and you can't set the temperature. Oh, I had a sample out. I was gluing these things together, and I'll show you what I was going to do with them a little bit later. Actually, I might have to wait for them to dry. So let me open this up and show you what it's about. Okay, I'm hoping this part comes in, but anyways, we measured off the PCL, and it measures 1.5 millimeters wide, about 65 thousandths of an inch or so. And the hole opening on the pen, well, it comes in at 0.035, so it's half the size of that thickness of the filament. So that's interesting. Like I say, it's got no speed settings. You only can go forward and backwards on this one. But hey, you know what? For what we're going to use it for, mild things, little things, what the hell, nothing to lose. We'll give it a try. Now I kind of glued these together, and I'm going to run filament in there just to fill that hole to see, or that gap right there. Right there, yeah, get your pointer out there, Chuck. We're going to fill in those gaps between the tubing. It doesn't want to come in, at least from what I see on the camera. Now, my reasoning is something like this. I did the back end of this. I cut it down because I put tubs and bigger wheels in the Mustang, and it's an ugly job there. You don't see it. It's pretty much covered under the car. The interior, you do see it, but I'm thinking a pen would do a nicer job on that. I used multiple layers of white glue, and yeah, it worked, but you know what? Always looking to improve. One thing I noticed, I'm gonna have to clean this interior and do some touch-up paints on it, and I'm almost ready to put this together, so that'll be the next video. Anyhow, let's heat this up. I'll have to change batteries in the camera first. Let's plug this in, heat it up, and give it a whirl and see what happens on this thing. Okay, my friends, this is actually my second attempt at videoing this, because the first time all I got videoed was my hand. So I had to come back a day later and do this. Now this is the cord that we got. Oh, I have to find an end for that. Gee williker, Chuck. At the end, plug in, and that's what we do. USB plug in. And actually, sorry, not going to plug in yet. We'll plug that in there. Now what this pen has a little light. Hoping this works. Plug it in the right hole. Two different holes. One's the feed for the printing material, PCL, and one to plug in there. So we'll go like that, and it's supposed to light up red, and that it is. So that's a good sign. Let's pull this plug in closer. So you're supposed to wait. It takes about 20 seconds to go blue. Oh, actually, we're supposed to put the filament in too. So we'll push the filament in a little ways until it bottoms out, and then it should heat up there. So now whatever the iron part is heated up, and the filament on this one, because it's a cheap 3D pen, you only got a forward and backwards. Some other guns have temperature settings and you can set the speed, but being a $5 one, hey, you know what? We're not going to complain. We're going to give it a whirl. Now I had to go and re-glue this and show you again. So I'm hoping this picks up. I don't want to stop in the middle of it and run and look at the camera screen. So let's feed it in. So I'm pressing forward, and it's not going in. Okay, press a little harder. Let's see what happens. There it goes. Now it's feeding. I don't know if this camera picks it, but it is feeding. So be careful, Chuck, that it doesn't come out. So there we go. Sounds like my wife's vibrator. I don't have a wife. Oh, I hope the end isn't plugged, because I have heated already. So I'm cheating because I'm going back. I'm guessing it's going to heat it up and pull it through. If not, we'll find out quickly how good this is. Okay, actually this is take number 3. Every time I do this, it fucks up. All I video is my hand. Anyways, green light is on, green to go. So, and I tried change cameras to a smaller camera, and I can see what I'm doing on this one. The other one's bigger, so we're gonna shove it in the hole. Sorry, I can watch this camera so you can see it going in. I push it in till it bottoms out, and I don't think it picks up the whatever, blah blah blah. So again, I'm gonna repeat myself. Forward and backwards, reverse is the only 2 directions. So let's see. Yeah, it actually is videoing this time somewhat, so I'm gonna try and fill this up. Make sure you press forward there, Chucks. Just like it's like a pen, I guess, exactly as they say. Am I close enough? Just doing blah blah. There we go. And it is feeding. Trust me. Hold on. There we go. Now it takes a few seconds to feed it. Make sure I'm not holding the wire, and the wire's feeding easily. I'm trying to mostly get what I'm doing here. So it should feed it out fairly quickly, supposedly. Oh, Just taking a bit. There we go. See, look at that. It's coming out like a worm. So, oh, it's pushing the material. Actually, I should have glued it. So, yeah, look at that. Fuck nut. It's not what I wanted. So, things are going sideways again for time number 3. But look at this. If that picks it up, I am filling that hole. So there is that. Look at that. I think with a little practice, you could get this down a bit. I want to do that. I'm going to change sides. Hold on, let's do that. Oh, I'm in the wrong. I'm going to try and feed. Fuck, everything's fighting me on this videoing. And the light, of course, is not picking up. So I'm going to try and do that little gap right there. So let's feed it because it is on the burner. There, look at this. See? I hope it comes in. That fed it perfect. And being hot enough, I could probably take something and push that down if I wanted to tighten that gap. So now normally I'd sit and dry, but this case we're just gonna flip it over. See? Look at how when it warms up, look at how it filled that in and flattened there. So if you use a good surface, it would be like glass, maybe it would flatten it down. So I'm gonna fill that in a bit more. So that's it, you adjust your speed, you just go along with it. And I'm going to fill up here too, just to see. Look at that. There we go. And of course, because it's coming out like a string. Now they give you this little pad for that. A little foamy pad. I have no clue what I'm videoing again. Probably screwing it up. So that is that. I'll do a little practice. Let's do a string up. So we're going to do a little blob. And there we go. You know, you could make a wire out of this or something. If you want to do wire. So you just sit there and let it dry off. I could cut it and then let it dry off. But actually you have to hold it. Oh yeah, it's still warm. I'm giving it a blow job. Hold on. So that's that string. Yeah, it's still hot. Need to cool it off quickly. I'm pulling it. Anyways, maybe I'll end it and edit into the next video. Actually, hold on. Actually, you could draw a string on the glass and let the string cool. Or pull it until it's the dimension you want. But look at that. Actually, I could do it. There we go. Look at, see? I could technically just hold it here until it hardens like this material here. So we'll reverse this. Oh, hold on. That direction. And of course, the light's not going to help it. So we'll just do that. Need better lighting, Chuck. Oh, and my string dropped. Anyhow, look at, oh here. Everything. It's going to hell. I'm getting pissed off. It's hot and muggy. Yeah, that would be a perfect string. Actually, that's what happens if you don't use Viagra. Oh my god. Okay, oh yeah, whoops. I have to plug it back in, use the motor. Anyhow, blah blah blah. Anywho's, look at this. It has sat for a good 5 minutes, and it's actually just as hard as the regular plastic. Wow, this is freaking fantastic. And see, that's what I mean. I had it on the paper, and it's smooth like that, or flat. So I think if you did it on glass or something, it would be perfect. And you could sand it down, whatever. We'll try sanding it down in another video. But look at this one, that string. That's how that worked out. Man, you could do wires or anything out of this. Wonder if you could do headers. That would be interesting to try. You'd need a little wider, actually you'd need that thickness for a header, give or take. So anyways, here's my 2 attempts. That was attempt number 2, and that was attempt number 3. So for filling, and you know what? I think future-wise, we're going to make a mold, and we're going to mold something. a piece of plastic. I don't know what, but who knows. Anyhows, so there we have it. The cheap Dollarama Dollar Tree 3D pen is definitely worth it. This gets the Chuck's thumb up, Chuck's Choice thumb up approval. So, I don't know where to end this, guys. Just end it, Chuck. Shut up and end it. Stay awesome until next time. We'll leave you with a video clip of what I've been busy with, and we'll see you next video. Cheers until next video.